One of the first places I notice things going out of balance for me is eating. Not what I eat exactly, more when I want to eat or how. Sometimes it's rushed, sometimes it's intense, sometimes I'm full but still reaching for something, anything. A vegetable just will not do in that situation. I'm opening doors and cabinets looking for something prepped and packaged. And when that happens, it usually means something else in my body is going on, or my life is asking for attention. For a long time, I tried to fix eating by focusing on eating, on it. And sometimes that helped, maybe for a couple of hours or for the rest of the day, but not long term. And what kept surprising me was that the hardest part of getting my food choices aligned had almost nothing to do with food. I kept trying to fix it, different approaches, different rules, different timings. And then one day, I noticed something. When I was sleeping well, eating felt easier. When I was moving my body, I didn't crave as intensely the same way. When I didn't eat added sugar, my muffin top wasn't bloated the next day, nor my cheeks the day after. When my days had rhythm, food stopped being the only comfort I reached for. Eating wasn't the problem. It was the messenger. And here's what that looked like for me in my life. A few months back, my knees and ankles were screaming. I could not walk to the mailbox and could barely walk to the sidewalk in front of our building. That was the lowest point, and it's when I actually ordered a walker. Even though I kept thinking, I need to eat less, I need to move more, I need to fix this weight problem. I kept trying to extend fast like I had done with great and quick success the previous year, but my body wasn't asking for withholding. So then I tried to restrict foods down to a rabbit's garden, but my body wasn't asking for a diet either. My body, and she was the only one I could trust at this low point, she was asking me to stop, full stop, to rest, to let the stress I'd been carrying for months settle, and to trust that rest would hold me and heal me. The moment I started trusting her and doing nothing instead of something, anything to keep distracting me from what was needed, the desperate eating calmed, the inflammation eased, and I never needed that walker. Within a week of resting, my body and mind were calm enough that I was able to hobble together a framework for moving forward, a framework that actually worked day after day after day. My knees back then were not about my weight. My weight back then was not about the food I ate. My unhappiness was not about what I couldn't figure out. All of it was about my long overworked nervous system needing some long overdue attention. And eating was the thing that finally got that through to me, daring me persistently, softly, not in a straight line, but heroically. This is when the Butterfly Dares eating practice really clicked for me. And that was in week 1 of this journey, August 10th, 2025. The eating practice showed me that eating wasn't a problem to solve. It was a signal. And after that, I simply started noticing. When I noticed the practice becoming more balanced between energy, eating, fasting, and well-being, the ferocious hunger I'd experienced on the regular tended to settle with a little attention, little tweaks day after day, and minimal discomfort. When I felt imbalanced, eating was the first place I noticed it. Eating was and still is my primary pain point, the distracting, roaring hunger. Fasting, once you get the hang of it, is easier than you'd think. Many think it's easier than eating, and I'm one of them. Eating, however, there's the rub. So eating became the first and last place I needed to change. Yep, I've learned from my mistakes, still learning from them, and yet live to tell about it. So when people ask me where to start with this practice, I usually don't say fix eating. I say start noticing how eating feels and then slow down. Don't change a thing. Just start noticing and keep noticing. Things I notice are if meals feel grounded or hurried, flat or fulfilling. Do I feel present with my food, or is my attention somewhere else entirely? Does eating leave me more connected with my true feelings or more checked out? Questions like those don't give answers at this point. They give something better, orientation, like a compass pointing to lack of sleep, which is energy, or lack of time to prepare meals, which is well-being, or a lack of digestive rest, or attention, or joy. Without ever calling it a practice, for me, it became a practice. And now I call it a practice. This eating practice isn't something I complete or ever will check off a list. It's something I live and keep coming back to, especially when eating starts to feel hard again or off. And it always does, sooner than later. But the longer I practice this way of eating, the less time I spend relearning the easy way of it again. If this way of looking at eating feels familiar, welcome to this channel. There's more to explore here. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. Maybe you're not ready yet, or maybe this just isn't your path. Either way, I'll still be here figuring this out day by day and reporting on it 1 week at a time. This is week 27 for me, and I'm a little over 20 pounds down with knees that work, clothes that fit looser, and a body that's learning to trust me again. Still practicing, and I welcome you along for the ride. See you next Tuesday, butterfly friends.